Close your eyes for a moment. Think about the person who hurt you the most. Now ask yourself something honestly. Do you miss them? Or do you miss how they made your nervous system feel alive? Because the truth is, you don't crave the person, you crave the emotional intensity they created inside you. The highs, the lows, the uncertainty, the chaos. And your brain learned to mistake that chaos for love. This is the psychology behind trauma bonding. And once it traps you, walking away feels harder than staying. If you have ever loved someone who destroyed you, this story will explain everything. Daniel never planned to fall in love. He wasn't searching, he wasn't lonely, he wasn't broken. He was just living his normal life. And that is why it happened so easily. Because the most dangerous emotional attachments begin when you least expect them. Maya entered his life quietly. Not like a storm, not with drama, not with intensity, but with calm. She listened. She paid attention. She remembered small details. She made Daniel feel understood. And for the first time in years, he felt emotionally safe. That feeling is rare, and when the human brain experiences emotional safety, it attaches fast, because emotional safety activates ancient survival circuits, the same circuits that once protected us as helpless children. Without realizing it, Daniel had already handed control of his emotional world to Maya. In the beginning, everything felt perfect. Their conversations flowed naturally. Their laughter felt effortless. Their connection felt deep. Daniel felt seen. And being seen is one of the strongest emotional needs a human can experience. Because when someone sees us, we feel validated. We feel accepted. We feel worthy. And the brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Oxytocin creates emotional attachment. It builds trust. It deepens connection. It creates emotional memory. This is why early emotional bonding feels so powerful, because the brain is literally rewriting its emotional blueprint. And slowly, Maya became more than a person to Daniel. She became emotional home. And that is where the danger begins. At first, Maya was consistent. Her affection was steady. Her attention was reliable. Her emotional presence felt secure. And Daniel relaxed into that safety. But then, something shifted. Not suddenly, not dramatically, subtly. Replies became slower. Affection became conditional. Warmth became unpredictable. Some days she was deeply loving. Other days she was distant, cold, unavailable. And this small shift triggered something powerful inside Daniel's brain. Because unpredictable reward is the most addictive form of stimulation known to neuroscience. This is the same mechanism behind gambling addiction, social media addiction, video game addiction, drug dependency, and toxic relationships. When reward becomes unpredictable, the brain releases more dopamine, not less, which means the desire grows stronger. Daniel started checking his phone more often. He reread messages, he analyzed tone, he overthought every word. Not because he was weak, but because his brain had entered survival mode. Because emotional uncertainty activates fear, and fear strengthens attachment. Slowly, Daniel became emotionally dependent. His mood depended on her tone. His peace depended on her attention. His happiness depended on her validation. And without realizing it, his entire emotional world began orbiting around her. This is how emotional addiction forms, not through pleasure, but through uncertainty. Because the brain craves resolution. It wants emotional closure. and unpredictable affection denies closure, which keeps the nervous system in constant anticipation. This is why toxic love feels intense, and stable love often feels boring, because stability doesn't spike dopamine, but chaos does. Daniel began to feel anxious when Maya was distant. His chest tightened, his thoughts raced, his stomach dropped, his heart felt heavy. And when she returned, when she suddenly became warm again, his nervous system flooded with relief. This emotional contrast bonded him deeper. Pain followed by relief, withdrawal followed by comfort. This is the emotional addiction loop, and it is one of the strongest psychological traps in human relationships. But the real reason Daniel became trapped had nothing to do with Maya. It had everything to do with his childhood. Because emotional patterns are not chosen, they are learned. Growing up, love in Daniel's home was inconsistent. Some days it was warm, some days it was cold, some days it was absent. So his nervous system learned something dangerous. Love equals uncertainty, which means peace feels unfamiliar, stability feels uncomfortable, and chaos feels normal. So when Maya became unpredictable, his brain didn't panic. It recognized the pattern. It felt familiar. It felt like home. This is why we don't fall in love with people. We fall in love with emotional patterns. And Daniel's nervous system had found its match. Without realizing it, he was replaying his childhood wounds inside his adult relationship. This is called trauma repetition compulsion, the unconscious drive to recreate emotional pain in the hopes of finally resolving it. But the resolution never comes, because trauma patterns don't heal through repetition, they heal through awareness. Slowly, Daniel started losing himself. His hobbies faded, his goals blurred, his ambition weakened, his world became smaller. Everything revolved around Maya, keeping her, pleasing her, not losing her. And the scariest part, he believed this was love. But this wasn't love. This was survival attachment. Because real love expands your identity. Trauma bonding shrinks it. Daniel became emotionally hypervigilant. He monitored her mood. He predicted her reactions. He adjusted his behavior constantly, trying to avoid conflict, trying to preserve connection. This is the trauma response known as fawning, appeasing, overgiving, self-abandoning, all to maintain emotional safety. And each time he silenced his own needs, his self-worth slowly eroded. One day, Maya pulled away completely. No explanation, no clarity, just emotional absence. And Daniel experienced something terrifying: withdrawal. His body shook, his sleep collapsed, his appetite disappeared, his thoughts became obsessive, his chest ached, his mind raced. This was not heartbreak, this was neurological withdrawal. Because emotional attachment activates the same brain circuits as drug addiction. When that attachment is suddenly removed, the brain enters panic mode. This is why heartbreak feels unbearable, because your nervous system believes your emotional survival is being threatened. Daniel didn't miss Maya. He missed emotional regulation, because she had become his emotional stabilizer. Without her, his inner world collapsed, and that is when the darkest realization arrived. He wasn't afraid of losing Maya. He was afraid of being alone with himself. And this is where true healing begins.